So here it is. This is the RetroPie setup that I've been talking about. I'll give you a quick demo on how things work here. This is a list of all the available systems that I have included on the build. So I've got some of the old Sega classics. See, so we'll choose one and give it a shot. There you go, you guys get the idea. So there's a bunch of systems. Sega CD, doesn't have that many games on that one, that's fine. Super NES. Now I have it divided into the classics, or hacked versions of the classics. Some homemade games from people out there. Unlicensed releases. And unreleased games like Star Fox 2. Let's give that a look really quick. So you get the idea. There's a system called Final Burn Alpha, which is mainly comprised of old school arcade games. I've got the Famicom Disk System, which is Nintendo's old Japanese version of floppy disk system. Game Gear, Japanese, translated Japanese, and unreleased titles. MAME. MAME is also an arcade simulator. So there's a bunch of the classic arcade games on there. The Mega Drive, which is Japan's version of the Sega Genesis. So there's a bunch of foreign games on there. And the Sega Genesis, which is North America's version that you're familiar with, and I've got all the North American games, the hacked ones, even some of the other Japanese ones. Some of them aren't, the ones that aren't included in the other list. My favorite, Neo Geo, which is also something that I only used to see in arcades, like at the movie theaters and stuff when I was young. So let's give a look at one of these guys right here. Where's my favorite? Cyberlip.
Ready, go!
So there you go, there's the Neo Geo. The old Nintendo, NES, I've got them also divided by classics. And there's plenty of them. Plenty. The hacked versions of the classics. The Japanese ones, translated Japanese, and so on. Now I've got the PC Engine Japanese versions, Super Graphics, which is a system. I've got one good game on there. And then more translations. And TurboGrafx. That's another good system with their games there. I've got PlayStation 1 games on here. A pretty good list of games too. And ports. In ports you'll find Kodi. That's the better half of this whole system. Other than the games, this is where you'll find the movies and TV, unlimited, free. All you need is internet connection. Start it up. So here's Kodi. If you've never seen it before, just like anything, it takes some navigation to get used to for first time, but I use Covenant and Showbox Arrives. Aries Music is just music, but I'll show you what Covenant is really quick. So I'll go check out the new movies. Now just some info. I've had the system turned off for a while, and I just turned it on for the purpose of making this video. So what it was doing and why it's taken so long is because it's loading images and previews and information for the movies that will be in the list. Now if you leave your system on, which I normally do, it won't take that long. Like, it'll take its time to load that the list and the images and everything one time around, but then if you navigate back out of this screen and then return to it later, well, it'll have everything saved already, and it'll access it a lot quicker. So there's all these movies to choose from, all the new releases. It's updated continuously, so. But some of them, like the movie It, still in theaters, or it's probably out of theaters by now. I think it's too soon to get a good quality version of this movie on here. It'll probably be somebody filming it from a camcorder in the movie theater. So I usually wait a little bit to get a higher quality version instead of watching it on the camera version. So anyway, that's a preference thing. So there you go. That's it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Thank you. Bye.